guys, and welcome back to another Unfiltered Gamer Top 5 video. Today I'm brought to you with Callie and Grant, and we're going to be doing our Top 5 Games of the Year 2019. Our top 5 list from 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And of course, we'll do some honorable mentions. Maybe we'll talk about our 6 through 10 really quick. But yeah, so we should have 15 games for you total to be able to purchase or pick up. Some of the rules for our list here are, if we couldn't figure out what year it was, I don't know. There's a couple of them that were like last year, but we only played this year. I have put those on honorable mentions.
Kickstarter games are hard too because we might have reviewed them a year before they actually go out to the backers.
Or maybe they came out this year.
Yeah.
So our rule is if we did something last year, we won't do it this year, even if it came out this year and it was on our last year's list. And the same would be applied for this. And there are games definitely on my list that are Kickstarted this year but won't come out until next year. But they're here, so they won't be next year's. Those are pretty much the only rules I made. And then I just talked about a couple honorable mentions that were, I guess, from last year or years prior, if I had somehow missed them. And
we didn't play them until this year.
So
mine are mostly from videos that we've done this year. So
if it's a video we've done this year, it probably might see the list. Or has a chance to see the list.
that's mostly what mine is, so.
Okay, and so what we do is we roll dice, but we're in a new little area for today. Normally we roll the die, and the person who gets the highest chooses the order. But I didn't bring the
have
dice.
a dice.
You do?
Yeah, in one of the games. Right
Oh,
here.
with the save.
All right, I guess we can do
It's
that.
very small.
This will work.
Need a hint
This
going
will
to my
work.
game.
6. Perfect. 2. 5. Okay, so I will choose the order then. And the order will be, I'll go first, and then Grant and then Callie can go. This is number 5 on our top 5 list of 2019. So, my number 5 is a game called Growl. Growl came out this year. It was on Kickstarter, I believe, last year. And it's by Joey Vigor. He's made other games, one of them being Chaosmos. And this one here is a semi-deduction game, trader-style game. And it has a ton of really cool components to it. You're basically going to be either a human or a wolf, and your objective is to pass cards to players from your hand to infect them or to kill them. You'll each be getting a little player board as well. Let's see if I can pull this out really quick here. There's so much stuff in here. And it will basically symbolize what your character is, whether he's alive or dead. You'll also be going throughout the game until eventually the last night hits. Players will do some interesting things during the last night cards. And whoever's left alive at the very end of the game is going to do this thing called the growl, where people will slam their hands against the table if they are evil, and anybody who's left alive wins, and if nobody's left alive, then the werewolves will win. And then you'll score points, you'll actually get coins, and it comes with some metal coins and whatnot. The Howly Growly box is really cool,
Yeah.
and all the coins are very, very high quality, they're very nice. I really like this game because it's a game that you probably will enjoy even if you don't like trader games, because there is social interaction and stuff like that, but the game itself, it can be played without the need for the whole social deduction thing. So if you're not a fan of the game Werewolf or whatever, this
Which
game...
I actually am not, and I agree. I like this one because you have mechanical things you can do to influence the game.
Yes, it's almost all mechanically done. There's nothing inherently social
compared to a werewolf,
Yeah.
where you gotta talk your way out of it.
Yeah.
This one's a more structured version of Werewolf.
And then, so if I'm the werewolf, obviously we're playing with 6 people, I'm the only werewolf, I'll have to infect them first, and then they will infect, and they will infect, and that's what I'm trying to do, is gather everybody infected. So,
Everyone thinks he's a good guy, but I'm still gonna give him the wound.
but yeah, this is an excellent little game, and if you like trader-based games, you'll like this, and if you don't like trader-based games, you still might like this, actually. It's a party
And
game.
it's important to note that we got all the extra stuff, so the Howly Growly box, which is not part of the base game.
But we
you
played,
don't need
we
it,
played
but-
the original base game, and,
Yeah,
and I would give
yeah.
it the same review. Extra stuff is just nice. It's extra.
Yeah, exactly.
My number 5.
I guess my number 5 would be 5 Minute Mystery.
Ooh.
Because I like co-op games, and I like short games that pack a punch.
This is a prototype.
And this 5-minute game packs a punch for all you do is you're gonna get these cards and you're gonna try and find the clues to decipher the codex, which will give you hints on who the culprit was. and then you're just gonna try and guess who it is.
Yeah, it's fairly
In 5
quick.
minutes.
Fairly quick game. Some of them are a little longer. It can go a little longer depending on the
Well,
case.
Yeah, like the first scenario is a 10-minute one, but the rest of them are all 5. You know, and the first time you play it, sure, 10 minutes is nice.
If you don't like 5 Minute Dungeon, will you like 5 Minute Mystery?
Maybe it has a lot of the same feel, so
It's also very different too, though.
it's very
Yeah.
different too.
It's different.
This is more puzzly. In fact.
Yeah, more puzzly and deduction, but still that same kind of level of intensity. Maybe not quite as much
heck,
intensity.
It's stressful.
I mean, it's intense.
Because you're looking to find all these little
Yeah, I agree.
symbols.
It's just a little like if 5 Minute Dungeon's a 5 out of 5, and this intensity, this is like a 4.5 out of 5. It's a little bit less.
Yeah, there's more. You have to be more clever with this one.
Yes.
Excellent game, though. Excellent game, 5 Minute Mystery. Wiggles 3D. You're up.
All right, my number 5, which we do not have a physical copy with us right now,
Probably.
but a good friend of ours owns, is the Quacks of
It's right here.
Okay.
Is the Quacks of Quendelberg.
Where is it?
With the Herb Witches expansion.
Where's the game? Where is
Oh, I mean, covering Grant or something. I don't know.
It's giving us more work to edit.
Yes. And I liked it because as soon as we played it, which we played it at Gen Con,
Yep.
yes, I immediately wanted to play it again. And that's how I know, for me especially, we play so many games, and just knowing that, just having that need to want to play it again immediately is pretty rare, because we have a lot of games, new games that we need to play, and other games I want to try, because we have so many, there's no way to play them all. So that was a good indicator to me that this was one of my top games. I love the puzzle aspect. I immediately wanted to do better than I had done the first game, because like, oh, I get it. I want to create these combos and use these different cards and the witches to create even better combos and try to beat him.
The game's basically a push your luck game. You're going to be pulling things out of a
Yeah.
bag until you don't want to. If you bust, you lose everything. If you do really well, you'll score more points. You'll get new tokens to put in your bag. And then the Herb
And
Witches
then you're
adds
building
more
your
to that.
potion as you're pulling out of the bag, which is really neat thematic element.
And
to
truth
it.
be told, we actually have not... We don't own the game,
No.
and nor have we...
We've done a review.
We haven't done a review. Oh, no, Josh did. Josh did a review
Josh
of the
did
game.
review. Okay.
And technically the game came out last year, but the expansion came out this year, so that's why we're putting it on our list. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with number 4 now, and I guess we'll need the die again. Six.
Triple
Again.
6 again. 3.
Probably not 6.
Good enough for me. And we'll go opposite order. Callie, then Grant, and then myself.
All right. My number 4, which is Tiny Towns by AEG. Tiny Towns is a puzzle game where you're trying to build your little town with little colored cubes to match the certain plans that are in play, and then you'll get special bonuses or points for not only building that particular building in your town, but also where it is in relation to other towns on the grid. You'll get certain points, or what other buildings you have in your tiny town. So it's just a puzzle game that I really like, and I played it multiple times. Even played it solo player, which is pretty rare, I'd say, for me to play a lot of solo. Just a quick look at there's a ton of these town building wooden meeple type things, and the cubes are really cute too. And then of course lots of ways to score points. The little
Player
board
boards.
where you actually build your town is pretty fun. And that's Tiny Towns.
And some additional ways to play
yeah.
the game as well, too.
Yes, there's a lot of replayability with the different buildings that you'll have available to build for your town.
When I first played Tiny Towns, I didn't like it. And I've played it over and over again since then. Even last night I played it. And it's a really great game, especially to teach to kids and new gamers as well. I think I don't like the game because I don't like playing these type of games with her, because she's mean and makes me lose all of the points. So as long as I'm not playing this game with her, I enjoy it profusely. That's what I found out.
It's fun. That's all I have to say.
You want to say anything about her playing with her?
No, because I actually had the better combo when I played with her.
Yeah.
I got
yeah.
screwed miserably. And I was just like, this game sucks. I'm done.
It requires a lot of multi-step thinking, planning ahead, which is a really good skill to develop. It just stretches
Unless
your
you don't
mind.
have to feed your cottages, then.
My only
Yeah,
problem
but also
was-
the problem is that when you're building things, other people are also taking resources, and then you are forced to take that resource, which I think was your kind of issue with the game.
Yeah, like I said, it's a great game. I totally agree that it will make somebody's top 5 list. It wouldn't make mine just because of the fact that you don't have a lot of choice, especially within a larger player game. You have to kind of manipulate your board based on other people's choices, and I like feeling like I'm in control. And this one doesn't give you that. But like I said, I've played it. Yeah, it make my top 5 list of games I don't like but play often.
I want more
I
brick.
think-
How about you guys?
What?
I want more brick.
No.
How about you guys?
No.
No.
So that's kind of the
But
idea.
yeah, with the lower player count, 2 or 3 players, I think is where it really shines because you have more autonomy of choosing which resources.
It depends
you
on how
want.
much choice you want to have
Yeah.
in the game, because you can manipulate everybody else's. There's even specific cards, that like special buildings that you can build for yourself that will no longer give you the choice, but give you a lot of points.
Yeah.
So there's like those options for you. Like I said, it's a really well constructed game. I think puzzle players are gonna love this game.
That's my number 4. Who's up next?
Good choice.
All right, I have this one. Love Battle High.
Love Battle High School, my Japanese game.
Yep. This fit the tagline surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good. When you saw
I didn't know what to expect with this. So in this game, you are just trying to
this out for you.
maneuver. You don't play a character per se, I believe. You play a shipper. If you don't know what that is, it's someone who wants a character to get together in a fantasy, in some sort of TV show. So you're trying to increase the affection of the main character with the various different female protagonists, and get 1 or 2 characters to be in like a love triangle with the main character by the end of the game.
Yeah, I would agree, this would fit into the surprisingly good category. I like anime a lot. Grant is a big anime fan as well, probably even more so than me. And just the idea of moving your characters around, going to certain areas that all represent these, like, what do you want to call them? Harem-style anime.
Yep.
It feels like you're in it, and it feels like you're actually trying to get Katsumi to fall in love with the main character, and also maybe this other girl, but not this girl, because that girl is Callie's girl trying to fall in love with the characters. And so yeah, it has this really interesting appeal to anime lovers, and it's made well as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there is luck. There's still kind of like classic old roll a die and see what you get. Like when you can go to the gym to test your show-off skill, and you roll 5. Not bad. +1 love to the girl in the room of your choice. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you can also brick. So there's that like old mechanic where you just face plant. And I thought there was gonna be a lot more like that. But there's only a couple rooms where actually that
And
is
you
involved.
choose whether or not you want to go there.
Yeah.
You basically decide if you want to have that luck involved, or perhaps you just go to history and take a history lesson with your favorite girl.
And all the components are really well made.
Yeah.
The board is beautiful. It's really nice. It feels like a harem anime. Yeah. So if that's your thing, you're gonna like this. And I personally like this game.
Yeah.
Callie, you want to play a harem anime game?
I didn't play this game, so I can't comment.
Is it something you'd be interested in?
Maybe it seems like the theme seems a little weird to me.
I think
but
some people are gonna not be so
yeah,
interested in it. Hey, if you like anime, man, that's part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I can see some people's turn off for that, and the whole idea of making a love triangle with 2 girls and a guy.
Going after a love triangle rather than like true love.
I think that's like a secondary condition. I think you're just trying to get yours.
Yeah,
in
you're
number
trying to
one,
get your match.
but you can settle for a triangle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're
if
trying
you're
to get-
going after your love match, then that makes
But
sense.
if it happens to be a love triangle and it does have your characters, it works as well.
Yeah.
And it's just
Because they're both in love with him.
and
I
then just
get
the
it,
idea of all the girls are just trying to vie for the attention of the guy. That's
Yeah.
just a category of
Yeah,
of anime.
it fits the anime
The
trope,
trope,
you know.
yeah.
Okay, I gotta do one now. Okay, so this originally was one different one, but I had to do a different one after that because apparently the other one has to be an honorable mention. So Nevertheless, it doesn't take anything off of this game. I just had to do some finagling with moving my list around. This is called Sierra West by Jonathan Paquetin, Board and Dice. Sierra West is an interesting game because you can play. It's the idea of like settlers on the prairie kind of thing, and you're going around. You've got your big board. You're trying to. There's so much going on with this game, but what I like about this one specifically is you're building a tableau, but not in the basic sense. You're building a tableau pyramid based on your board, which also has indentations in the back, and based on how you place your cards are what you're going to be able to do. And you'll be going along these paths throughout the game, trying to get resources.
And the order you get to do it, too.
And the order you get to do it, you get a lot of selection, a lot of choice, a lot of different types of variable gameplay modes.
Yeah, each of these cards has 5 different things, and based on how you orient them is the actions you get to take.
Yeah, it's a wonderful little game, and it has multiple expansions of the game. You can play a fishing version of the game. You can play an apple orchard version of the game. There's a cops and robbers type theme, or I don't know what are they called, outlaws and renegades or whatever.
They all have the same base core play, but the other things you do in the game is different.
And there's tons of components in
Lots
the
of
game.
stuff.
It's really, really well made, and it looks great. It feels great to build your tableau each and every time. You don't know who's winning because everybody's doing different things throughout the entire game. It's a little puzzling, so it's something you would like. It's got a little Euro and a little you know most of the information in the game, which is what I like, and I'm pretty sure you liked it too.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, Sierra West, it was just really cool, and I love the production value on the game. You could totally see the amount of love and effort put in to make this game look great, and the fact that you could play the different game modes is super cool as well. They actually do feel different. It's not like you're just adding more stuff. It's a completely different part to the main game that gets added to the game. And there's just so many components for it. You got all the little fish and all the, you like fishing in the game. It's so cute. This is an excellent little game. I really enjoyed it. So my number four is Sierra West. Is there a fishing boat? Cute.
You just like the fishing.
No, it's got a lot to it. It's just got a lot of quality to it, and it's really pretty. There's just so much. This feels like more than one game. It feels like the base game and expansions all added to one value. It gives you a good value for the game.
Yeah, it comes with 4 different major
expansions.
scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Sierra West. Number 3.
3.
5. 6.
Nice try.
1. Karma got me for...
All right, we'll just go down the line
All right,
for
fair enough.
number 3. My number 3 is another puzzle game, but it's also a dexterity.
She took it off my list.
It's also a dexterity element. No, it is Jetpack Joyride by Lucky Duck Games. Like, they're really good. Lucky Duck Games always. Vince, did you hear that? No. It's just the quality is really good, and just the cleverness and innovation that they do, and the combination with technology is really great. But this game in particular, it's kind of like an app game.
No, I mean, the game is an
I mean,
app. Jetpack
yeah.
Joyride is an app.
But it's a board game that it still feels like the app.
Yeah, it does-
My
it does feel
review
like that.
actually shows the app in motion along with how the game functions, too.
Yeah. So each player is going to have a set of 4 cards, which is their level for the game. And then there are all of these...
I don't know how much the camera can see.
Oh, yeah.
Something
yeah,
like
go
this,
ahead.
probably.
They're all of these puzzle pieces. And it's a timed game, so there's a dexterity element to it as well as puzzle. Trying to manipulate... Well, you got to start off the board, but trying to manipulate your puzzle pieces to avoid all the bad stuff, as well as
Get all the
capture
good
all
stuff.
the coins, get all the good stuff.
And complete objectives, too.
And there's different objectives that come out that vary with each game. These change every level, which changes how you play as well. So lots of replayability, it's pretty quick too. And you can have, 4 players, I think?
You could play more if you have more than one copy of the game.
Yeah, 1 to 4 players, 30 minutes. Ages 8+. I just always love this sort of spatial awareness to the game. There's lots of levels, lots of cards here, missions that you'll go on, and benefits that you'll gain throughout the game as well, which will help you build more points. and lots of these cool pieces.
It's Dexterity Blockus is what it is. It's Dexterity Blockus put into the world of Jetpack Joyride.
And we just always have fun playing this game. A lot of
played it a
different
lot.
people like this game. It's easy to bring out for people who don't play a lot of games or maybe like app type games.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to bring out for those types of players.
See, I actually like this game, and I felt like I was good at it until I played with Grant, and then
Grant's really good at it.
then I stopped liking it so much. no, I really enjoy this game.
The one time I lost, I was sick, so
It's a very fun game. It's a very good party game, and it's really easy to teach.
Yes.
Jetpack Joyride is really good.
Easy to get on the
And I
table
know you
for
like
a lot
it.
of people.
This might even I don't know. This might go on your list unless you're tricking me. I don't know. Leave it
Or
on
honorable
just in
mention.
case. I don't know. And then it's me now, huh?
Yes.
Jetpack Joyride by Lucky Duck Games.
Number 3.
Pretty good. Pretty good. What do I got?
Secret.
Oh, okay. You have a game of mine that I'm gonna have on my list.
Oh, okay.
It's City Skylines. Right? We just played this
Yeah.
recently. It came in from Cosmos. This is basically SimCity put into a board game. There's a lot of games that try and do this. Some of them do better than others.
And not that we don't like those games.
No, it's just this one does it better.
Yeah.
What's the one I
Expansity.
From Expansity?
Yeah,
that one's
that's a good
that one's a
one.
pretty good one. Yeah.
It's just
Really
a little
enjoy
bit different, is all.
That one's you're building
yeah, it has
up.
like a
You're
3D
building
element
it's got
too.
the 3D element. It's
This
different.
one is more. This is tile laying. There's tons of different tiles. You've got the commercials. It's tons. It is definitely puzzly. You've got the big city
It's
that's
also
going to be
puzzling
scoring.
because you have these weird shapes too.
Yeah, you're gonna be scoring points to it. It's got. You're trying to gather happiness, but you're avoiding all the pollution. There's crime and all kinds of stuff. This
Yeah, there's
entire
lots
board.
of balancing elements to it and combo scoring to try to maximize your points.
You don't
and
know
then-
what the city's gonna look like until after you flip these over, and each time you flip it over is a round, and there's 3 or 4 rounds in the game. There's a ton of these different tiles that you can make, and you play usually with 3 or 4 of them. This is just a really, really good city building game. I've always been a fan of SimCity. I've always been a fan of city building style games, and she likes puzzle games. So we played this once, then we lost miserably, so it is very challenging. We played it again. We did much better. And I've
We
played
made
this,
it more challenging
yep,
on ourselves.
Played this by myself. Really liked it. It is a gorgeous looking game at the end. You feel like you've built a full city, and it's very diverse and very different, very unique. And each time you play the game is going to be different. It comes with 5 mini expansions to the game as well. It's not like Sierra West
Oh,
as far
yeah.
as packed full of expansions, but this one does give you
You can kind of add on or level
variable
up with.
player powers and all that kind of stuff all put into one box. There is a lot of content in this game. I really like this one. I was surprised I liked it because usually puzzle games, we play so many of those with her that's just like, puzzle game. But this one is very different. It shines out among a lot of the rest. I'm a big fan of this. Obviously, number 3 on my list for the year.
I didn't play that one, but I saw you guys play most of a game, and I thought the fact that you basically choose when the round ends is very interesting.
Yep. It plays cooperatively, and you're literally... The more players you play, it does feel... It's interesting. It doesn't feel...
Yeah.
Most of the games that function like this...
Could feel very solo.
It feels like, why the heck are they even playing with me? Give me your cards and I'll play by myself. But this one, it does a good job of it, of making you have to work with your opponent. Oh, what do you got? Why do you want to play that? No, I want to do this. And additionally,
I can play this, then you can play that, and kind of combo it.
and a good rule for this game too is if you want to be even more challenging, no, you can't tell each other what you're going to be playing or what are in your hands. One of the two things, and you can make yourself a little more challenging. So
And when
City
you add in the
Skylines.
variable player powers, that makes it more of a multiplayer game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little cool mini expansions in it. So yeah.
Good number 3.
Well, since Callie stole Jetpack Joyride, I had to replace it with something else. So I'll bring in Promenade by Tate Wu.
Oh, Promenade.
I was actually sad that I didn't get to back this because the second Kickstarter was only out for a week, and I forgot.
So the first one didn't go through, but then the second one did, and he made it so that everybody would be able to get a copy
Yep.
regardless of what it funded for, which was really, really cool.
But it only lasted a week, and I forgot to back it because it only lasted a week. It's just it's a deck builder, and what's unique about it is that you kind of make your own value for the cards, and you're just collecting and dealing paintings which I believe you said they were all done by him.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
So what you need, even as you're building your deck, you're also going to be then scoring cards in your deck. So your deck gets smaller and.
Well, there's different colors of card,
Yeah.
right? And those colors will be improved in value based on who buys them and
Who
when you
buys
buy
them and sells them, and
And so you can kind of increase the value of your deck based on like what you buy. Like if I buy a lot of purples, obviously I want purple to be more valuable. And other players will do the same. And there's going to be like different things that show you how. We played this game wrong and enjoyed it. We played it wrong again and liked it even more. And then finally we played it correctly. And
it was even better. Like,
very, very cool. Very cool. We had to play this live with Tate. Spoiler alert, or just as a disclaimer, he's a friend of ours. So, I mean, I don't know how close of a friend he is to you. I think.
no, I just met him for the live stream.
Oh, okay. But he's a friend of mine, and so I really enjoyed this game. It didn't hit my top list because I have a lot of deck builders I like, but
Yeah,
it's definitely a good one. It's definitely unique. It's
Like I
very
said, I like
unique.
that you kind of give value to the cards, whereas opposed to all the cards having inherent value.
There's a lot of replayability in this game as well.
That's kind of a thematic connection though to art collecting,
And then
right?
you
The more
and then you
art-
also will exhibit
people are
the cards
buying.
in your decks, so you make them really valuable, and then you put them in a museum, so it's no longer in your deck, but it scored you a bunch of points.
Yeah.
It has a lot of unique concepts to this game for sure. Promenade, the game of art, the limited edition version.
Very limited.
Very limited. in fact, yes. I think it's even signed and numbered.
It is.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, what are we doing now? We got number two. Number two. All right, number two. One. Six again. Three.
All right, this is my time to shine.
What? Three. Come on, daddy. One.
Four.
Okay, you choose.
We'll go back this way. All right.
I was just
so,
waiting for me to win for the last one.
Speaking of, you said this was Lucky Duck. Speaking of Lucky Duck,
Yes.
It's a Wonderful World. You know how I said I liked quick games that pack a lot of punch?
Yes.
I also like games where you can build your thing and other people can't mess with you. So this is a drafting game where you're trying to build your civilization, and the other players can't really mess with you except for taking the cards that you want.
The only
But
sad
you're
thing
still-
is about this. I don't have the insert as well. We got all the games we got from PAX. We didn't have the insert.
Was that a side effect of taking a bunch of stuff back from?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And
don't
I
mind.
like-
don't
I like-
mind the fact that there's just stuff in here.
I like the futuristic themes, propaganda center, Bermuda Triangle. See if you can show off some of these cards.
Yeah.
Saucer Squadron,
You are literally just building.
Bionic Graphs.
Your country.
Yeah. And it does a really good job of that. It's quick and it snowballs fast
Yeah.
for everyone. Really cool. Really cool. All you need is literally one big deck of cards and then your own little area that are both double-sided, so you can play in a variety of different ways.
Yep.
So
There's a drafting element to it, and
And they have
then
the
combo
board for the
building.
game too that you'll put together.
And you're trying to control 5 different areas of production.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is how you control them. You'll actually go from one end of the board to the other. So you'll force score for this one, and then this one, and then this one. So you can combo by, oh, I've got this. I can build this thing, and now I've got this one, so I get these.
Now I have- yeah.
And it has this interesting, like, instead of just all of them together, you just you get all the things.
Yeah, like sometimes you produce the materials and then it gives you the
A
ability
benefit.
to score more oil, and the oil lets you score more science.
It's a wonderful world. In fact, it is a wonderful world. In fact, a very cool little game for sure. Anything else you want to say about it?
No.
Good. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I wanted to play it
Again.
again too, because I had totally messed up in the
I
beginning.
stomped them
and-
miserably. They just, it was decimation.
But it's a game where you learn from your mistakes.
I'll
so
play the
you
solo
can-
mode.
you
The
can
solo
do
mode's
better.
pretty good and has a bunch of scenarios you can play by yourself as well.
All right. It's going to be weird. What's my number 2?
I don't
Did you look? Did you look at my
No,
number
I
2?
didn't.
Just now.
What do you think my number 2 would be?
Don't know.
Give you a hint. We just played it not too long ago. Played it a lot actually lately. This last week.
Uh,
A lot.
I don't know. You already did City Skyline. I don't know.
No, we played that. We didn't play that one a lot.
Maybe
though.
there was a
Yeah,
live
we played a
stream.
lot.
Maybe there was a live
We
stream.
played it a
we did.
lot.
Oh!
You
I
played
know
it
this one.
specifically.
Okay, Paranormal Detective.
How was she not? We play.
I
If
just-
I play
I
a
just
game more than
wasn't
4 or
thinking
5
about that.
times, it's good. And Paranormal Detectives is Amazing. Another Lucky Duck game. They're just
Wow, we got
they're
three.
just pushing out good stuff. Parallel Detectives is it kills a lot of games for me. It kills a lot of games.
Like what? Mysterio?
Clue, Mysterium,
Dixit?
Dixit.
No,
This
that's
Dixit
just
has
close
there's
to Mysterium.
storytelling games, but I separate those. I'll still
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
play a Dixit style game or Detective Club.
Uh-huh.
But this one, it gets rid of a lot of those games that you're trying to figure out who done it, the Clue style games.
Yes.
Because it brings a lot to the table. One of you guys plays as the ghost. Everybody else plays as a detective. The ghost is working with everyone to help them to make sure that they solve his or her
At least
murder.
someone will win.
And everyone else is trying to work independently with the ghost in order to get all of the clues for the game. It comes with a ton of components, dry erase markers, things I really like.
Player hiding board area.
Yeah. There's markers here. It comes with a rope that you can use. So basically on your turn as an investigator, you'll give the ghost a card. And then when you give the ghost a card, they're going to answer the question that goes along with the card. So
Who
maybe,
killed you?
Who
Make
killed
it with
me?
the rope.
Okay, so you'll play that card. It's gone forever. I'll then have to try and make a person or an instance in which I was killed by somebody or something. And everybody's just trying to figure out who, what, where, when, why, and how. And if you can manage to do that before anybody else, you win. What's really cool about all this stuff, though, is you got this talking board here, which you can utilize as the ghost. There's a ghost meter over here. This tells you the sex of the person as well as where they were hurt. And then there's tarot cards you use. There's just a ton of stuff that's interactive with this game. It plays really well. There's probably 40 or 50 different stories to the game.
There's a lot, and they have an app that has basically
More.
There's
More.
a lot of replayability.
I'm a big
based
fan
on
of this
just who you
game.
play with.
We play it live. This last week.
Played it at our holiday party at the end of the night.
Yeah. I'm just a big fan of it. I like games that do this kind of new age Clue style thing where you're trying to figure out who did it, who done it, that kind of thing, which I'll have an honorable mention tonight based on another game like that. But this one is just a highly exceptional game.
Yeah, this one you actually have to figure out who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Exactly. You have to get the exact keywords, which makes it extremely challenging.
Yeah, that's the challenge part of it.
So, Parallel Detectives, it's an excellent game. It's my number 2 of the year, which is, weird for me to pick a game that's kind of like a party game.
Yeah, and for those of you who like cooperative games, you can even play this cooperatively.
Yep, you can. You can play as a
Okay.
co-op.
Okay. All right, my number 2 to bring out is a little tiny game, Mint Cooperative. It was on Kickstarter this year by 524 Labs. They do a lot of the Mint 10 games. So what's great is it's super
Prototype.
easy. Yeah, this is the prototype version. Just disclaimer. So everything will actually totally fit into the little Mint tin. A lot of game in a small package that you can take around with you anywhere. That's what I love about the Mint tin game. Mint delivery and Mint work. We took them on trips before with other people, play them in hotel lobbies or at restaurants. And this is a cooperative game, which I love cooperative games because it's a little bit friendlier. It's a good break between other games or to bring in people who maybe haven't played games like this before. So lots of little mint pieces in the games, of course,
Little
are
superheroes. You
tiny
use.
dice, tiny little meeples as well. A lot of cards that really break up the game. So a Mint cooperative, you are sort of like minty superheroes trying to keep the town minty fresh. So there'll be different abilities that you'll have. There'll be different bosses that you're trying to defeat, like gingivitis, and you'll be rolling dice and then cooperatively choosing who's going to use what dice to help clear the bad.
And based on the die you roll
Yeah.
is how difficult and more challenging the round's going to be. There's
Yes.
multiple bosses that do different things and make the game function a little differently.
And then cards will come out to add the mints to the board,
which you don't want.
you have to try to get rid of. And yeah, it's just really quick, easy way to play and get people having fun.
It's a really nice little Mint 10 style game, enjoyable. I think it falls in line with the rest of the Mint ones, but personally Mintworks is still my personal favorite in the line. What do you think?
No, I like cooperative games. It's good when it fits in your pocket.
Yeah, yeah. Play it pretty much anywhere. And it's really, really easily and very, very portable, which is nice. And it gets more and more challenging as you progress.
Yeah, so as you progress through the different bosses, it gets more challenging every time you play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty good little one. Pretty good little game.
Okay.
That's one
we
more.
roll for number 1.
And then we'll also include all of our little things.
Okay, 4.
6, 5. Good enough.
Roll off.
3, solid number. It's a solid number.
All right.
6.
You can go first. I'll go second. Kelly can go third.
Oh, that's
Go
some
ahead. Okay.
nonsense. All right. Self-situated here.
Number 1.
My number 1 game of the year. You ready?
Uh-huh.
You ready? You know what it is,
I
right?
don't remember.
You don't remember either? Do you remember?
I saw it 5 minutes ago, but I don't remember.
It's by Mythic Games
Oh,
and
yeah.
Lucky Duck
Okay.
Games. And it's called Time of Legends Destinies. Already off of Kickstarter. I only have the prototype and I only got to play... In fact, here, this looks better. This is the right side. I only got to play one of the scenarios, but it is so good. It is a lot of fun. It's an app-based game, though, so if you don't like app-based games, it might not be for you. But you are literally moving around as an RPG character, going around and investigating certain areas, talking to people, fighting against bad guys. You're trying to complete your specific destiny, and different characters have different destinies, and you're all playing against each other on the same board, utilizing the same characters, which changes the interactions. If I killed a guy that you needed to talk to, that guy's no longer there. Things like that. Very, very interesting. Yeah, the little miniatures, which are beautiful. Mythic Games does a great job with that kind of stuff. This was an excellent, excellent partnership. It plays 120 to 150 minutes, but that's probably sort of true, depending on what scenario you're playing. And
Doesn't feel like it though.
yeah, it doesn't. I played this multiple, just the basic scenario. I played it with all the 3 different characters, more than once for some of them, and I did exceptionally well in some situations and exceptionally poor in other situations. It's a really fun little game, and I am very, very impressed with it. I think this game is going to do excellent next year when it comes out. I want to see what all the rest of the stuff is going to be.
There's
And
already so much content in it with just the one.
yeah, there's going to be more than
scenario.
one scenario, though. I
Yeah.
know there's going to be probably many scenarios. And I'm sure they're going to add more. It's Lucky Duck, so they're going to add more, just like Chronicles of Crime. So I think this last year, I think Chronicles of Crime was my number 1, I think.
But
That
this-
sounds about right.
This feels a
And
lot.
now they got this one, which is
deeper.
even better, an even better game with it adds my favorite thing, which is minis, but with the quality of a Lucky Duck and Mythic game put into it, with the storyline added, the RPG elements. It's a game that fits everybody. It's got a puzzle to it as well, which you kind of would probably like. Did you like? There's a
the
puzzle
puzzle-
of how do you get to do this specific thing the fastest and the best way.
Yeah, navigating around the world.
You have to do everything the best way possible. If you fail, you're going to be reduced in value or points. And you also have to determine the puzzle of your board. You have these stats that we're placing down. And you need to determine, do I want the lower end stat, which is going to cost me more, or the higher end stat? As long as I roll well, it's cheaper, and I can use this other currency for other things. And it has all these options
You're kind
and
of
choices.
adjusting your own luck in that way, which is nice.
So it has a little bit of luck. It has a little bit of like a small puzzly feel as to how do I do this the best possible way. And then it has a bunch of thematic elements, the
Yes,
app and the
very thematic.
miniatures. Time of Legends Destinies is going to do great. It's 1 to 3 players. And that's probably because the scenarios, they just didn't add a 4th player. But regardless, I
I think
It
it has to
gets
do with actually
complicated
playing
quickly.
playing through the turns.
have no
Yeah,
idea.
maybe.
I don't know. It plays well with all 1, 2, or 3. It doesn't matter. It's fun. I think you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah. I'll just set this over here.
All right. Destinies. All right, you now.
Yeah.
You now. You made me go first.
All right, so I'm obsessed with civilization development on a macro level. So that being said, can you guess what my number 1 would be?
Tribes.
So do you guess tribes? Dawn of Humanities? I
By
definitely didn't
Cosmo.
see it. So this game, you just develop technology for your tribe of early humans, and it ends when you hit like the, I don't know,
The last era of the board.
the last era of the board. Recorded history.
Oh, yeah, Yeah, these all. It's easy to set up this game too, which is nice.
And then you have, I don't know what you call it when you have the action pool and then you take an action and put it at the back.
Rondelle kind of? No, it's
Yeah.
not really a rondelle. Kinda. You'll put them like this though.
Yeah.
And then you'll get to choose them, and based on how you choose them, it'll cost more. So the first one would be free, and the second one would cost 1
Yeah,
and 2.
okay.
And then as you take them,
Yeah.
they'll go to the back of the board.
That's
kind of thing.
interesting. That's usually in a buying mechanism, and not always in
An action-taking mechanism.
Yeah, and the
mechanism.
interesting
Yeah.
part about it is that those tokens are only used for putting in on the action. So you'll have, like, we'll say 6 of them, and then you can burn them all to go here. And if the people keep taking the first one, you won't get yours back per se.
Yep. Well, additionally, actions and events will pop up on the action board too, and when these hit this specific area, these will trigger. So
Yeah,
these will
they'll
actually
get
occur as
pushed
well.
out. Well, actually, you
Could be
trigger
good
them
or
by
bad.
taking the action.
Well, sometimes you'll just have to.
Is that?
I mean, when you don't have any
Oh
tokens,
yeah,
you
all
have
your
to.
action tokens will be on the board, and so you'll be forced to take a low cost one, which could be the event right at the front.
Yep. Additionally, there's a little bit of tableau management, a little bit of tile placement, as far as where you want to place your tribes and how you want to place them, because you'll be going to these specific locations. There's a bunch of little tribe members. There's the bonus points for teeth, and then there's these guys here that you'll place on the board that will give you bonuses as you complete them.
Yeah, you'll get more bonuses for being the first.
First person to do it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the basic idea of the game.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You do get to play it, right? I think this is by Cosmos as well, right?
I played
she
it
said it was by
once,
Cosmos.
but it was when we were first learning it, I think.
I think you just
I
heard
played
about
like
it.
part of it. No, I played part of it.
I don't know if you played it. If you played it, it wasn't with
I
me.
just didn't play a whole game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But this is a really cool little game. It's a nice civ builder that adds some other different qualities to it as well. Pretty.
Very pretty.
And fits everything in here really easily. It's a really quick game to put back. So this one was number 1, huh?
Yeah.
You like the tile building style games, huh?
I like the civilization building games.
So better than Tapestry then?
I didn't play Tapestry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's why it's not on your list then, maybe.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. That definitely feels more like a civ building game, in my opinion, than Tapestry.
My number 1, which we've already heard about, is City Skyline
okay.
board game. So this is my number 1 because I wanted to play it right away again. I love puzzle games. I love that aspect, but it still felt like not a puzzle game that you would get mad at me when we're playing because we're playing cooperatively.
Because she can't cheat in this one. I'm watching her.
Not cheating, just playing better.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Yes.
Step up.
And I liked it so
Playing
much,
better.
you actually got me the app as well for Christmas. So we had a lot of fun playing this game. And just a couple things I wanted to add. We talked about it already a lot. Just there's a lot of content that a lot of replayability. It just feels like you want to play again because you want to build a better city than you did before, which is really that feeling of wanting to learn from your
Improve.
mistakes and improve and do better. I really like that in games, and I think this does a great job of that.
Do you think it does better at 1 player, 2, 3, or you think it doesn't matter? You said a little bit how it's different with the variable player powers.
Yeah, I think it does have things that are added with the multiplayer aspect, and I mean, for a lot of people, that's why they want to play board games. They want to spend time with their families and face-to-face time, right? And so I think this does a good job of that. I think you could, for solo, I'm liking the app better, I think, just because there's a little bit
It's
more
a huge
you can do.
SimCity
There's so much
monstrosity.
Yes,
This
yes.
is like the new version of because SimCity's out. Maxis got bought out or whatever, and so
Spiritual successor.
Yeah, basically a spiritual
Yes,
successor.
yes,
And
spiritual.
in all honesty, better than the last SimCity that came out, City Skyline. So if you like the old stuff like that, this is a way better version of it.
Building stuff, puzzling together your city, and just feeling like you accomplished something and you're going to do better next time. That's great.
It's a great game. It really is. All right, let's talk about our honorable mentions, and we'll just go through the same order as previous. So me, Grant, and then you can talk about yours. I'm just going to go through 6 through 10 really quick. 5 Minute Mystery, which was already talked about, so I'm not going to go and talk about that anymore. Cristallo. I'll let you talk about that, I suppose.
Okay, thanks.
Excellent game, though. Glenmore 2 Chronicles. That one is a nice rondel game with a ton of components, a ton of pieces, all that good stuff. Paradise Lost is another Clue-style game, but it plays completely different to games like Paranormal Detectives, in which you're literally playing a stylized version of Clue, a beautiful stylized version of Clue, with a lot more choice, and there's also a rondel in that as well. And then Iseon, by the guys that made Miss Thea. I can't remember the name of the company.
Oh no.
Do you remember? Tabula Games, that's it. Iseon is a beautiful, gorgeous, cool, crazy looking game. It functions really well as well. 3 honorable mentions. Shards of Infinity, the expansion. I played both though this year, but the expansion Salvation is an excellent cooperative deck builder that's really, really quick. Probably not my favorite, but definitely one I would pull out over most other ones if I want to play a quick deck builder game that works cooperatively. Defense Grid is an older style game, but I reviewed it this year. It was probably my favorite current tower defense game in the sense that it actually plays like one of the apps. You feel like you're playing Defense Grid, the board game.
This is one of the best tower defense board games we've played.
And not only that, but Defense Grid, I bought the app afterwards, and then my friends bought the app afterwards, or the game on Switch and all that, and they've loved that. So
like the Jetpack Joyride, the game evokes the game.
yes. And then the last one is I Am the Fourth Wall. It is a Cthulhu style game, and I want to pay tribute to them because they did an excellent job of making the game look amazing. The game I did definitely enjoy. It's just not in my top 10, but I wanted to say I'm so exceptionally proud to see the love and care and affection put in to make that game look excellent, and they did a good job of that. So well done, guys.
All right, so I have Time of Legends Destinies, an honorable mention. And it was just because we only had the one scenario as the prototype, and I didn't feel the one scenario was enough to make the top 5. But obviously, you thought it was good enough, it made your top 1, was it?
It's like I know what's coming.
Yeah.
I know.
The
I
hype,
saw Chronicles. I played Chronicles of Crime. I know what they're gonna do.
the hype for it just puts it at the honorable mention for the one scenario.
Yep.
Dungeon Drop. It was a game where you basically have a bunch of cubes, drop them on the thing. It does a really good job with taking a bunch of cubes and making a dungeon crawl. Like, you wouldn't think it's possible, but it is. And then my last one is Star Colonies. It's a unique deck builder. It has a lot of cool themes. For example, it's a deck builder where you never shuffle your deck, so you get like a certain pattern of your deck going through, and you're exploring and building.
I actually didn't play that one until after you guys reviewed it, so I don't know much about it other than it's a bizarre deck builder that you don't actually shuffle your
I don't know
deck.
it's a deck builder, but it's more like a production line as
Yeah,
opposed to.
it's very interesting.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's it for my honorable mentions.
beautiful.
I
Alright.
brought mine out.
That's why I figured.
Yes.
Is that the only one you got?
No.
Oh, you got
two
more.
I have 3 honorable mentions. Cristallo, puzzle game. Can we look at it really quick? Or no?
Yeah. It's by Liberty Kuiper, I believe.
Yes.
That's it.
And got crystals and really cool cards where you're basically laying, well, I won't bring it all out, but laying the cards on top of each other to try to gain the crystals on there in certain patterns and free all the creatures so you can defeat the dragon. And it is
does
a
what
very
the game
difficult game.
Rune tries to do. And Rune is actually a very popular game where you're placing cards on cards to make patterns in order to gain certain things, and it's a solo game. This game is also a solo game as well.
Yeah, and I put it as an honorable mention because technically it came out last year, but I didn't get to play it till this year, so
It probably would have. Well,
Well,
it was
we're
on
not
my
sure.
it was on my list until I realized it actually came out last year. But it's really good.
It's really good.
I don't like solo games all that much. I have been getting more into them lately, and because of that, I made this game into a co-op game in which we play it
Playing
where
it
people
together.
will. I'll draw a card and play it, then he'll draw and she'll draw. So you can play it cooperatively.
It's like the reverse of that rule where you said, "Why is this game cooperative? You're just playing by yourself."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one here, it's cool because I'm like, okay, you can play how you want, I'll play how I want. We'll just see how well we can do together. But I played this solo multiple times, and we stink at it. We stink at it.
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
very difficult.
challenging.
It's another one of the games though where you are actually learning how to build your own like strategies and ways of building the cards on top of one another and underneath one another as you progress. So you feel like you're learning and progressing and learning from your mistakes, which I really like that feeling.
Excellent little game.
Another one I put for an honorable mention was the expansion for Everdell because the art is so beautiful. It's a solid game, but the art really just makes the theme come out more and makes it really enjoyable, and all the pieces of production quality value is really hard. So the expansion is Pearlbrook, and we have the collector's edition here.
And
So
we have
stuff.
2 more expansions that came out this year.
Yeah.
Or that were on Kickstarter this year. We have those coming as well to try out, and I'm sure it's going to be amazing as well.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm not sure technically if Pearlbrook came out this year or last year. So that's why it's on
Well,
honorable mention.
I think it came out this year. I think as far as production goes.
And the last game I wanted to give a shout out to was Planet, which technically
Orange
came out
Games.
last year as well, but we only got to play this year, and it's another kind of puzzle game.
It's an entire list. Did you pick any games that weren't puzzle games?
Mint Cooperative?
I guess.
Barely.
She likes
And
this
you're
one just
actually
because she
building
builds the
your
planet.
which is so cool.
Put the pieces in like this and
And it's competitive, but it's not like super mean competitive. You're kind of just building your own planet and trying to get the most of certain combinations, and there's a lot of replayability.
These are
You
magnetized,
messed
by the
up.
way.
Yes. So they magnetize and fit on here, and you get to just build your little continents.
yeah. I like this. I want to see
Solid
a
game.
more sci-fi version of this.
Like we're building alien planets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the different objectives that you're trying to get, and they all have some cool animal art from around the world, which is really fun and interesting. So it has a STEM education element
It's
to it
good.
as well.
I also suck at this game, but I really enjoy it. We played it multiple times with multiple people. It's really easy to teach, really
Yes.
easy to play, quick, fast.
Very visual. So no language on it.
You're sitting
language
there doing
independent.
this half the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I don't have that. Or,
Yeah,
or you're asking, hey, how many desert you have? And they're like, oh, 4. I'm like, okay, I can make 6
get by.
here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to guarantee this thing, and she gets nothing, which is great. Oh, no. The tiles fell, and she got something that gave her a bunch more. And now I'm, so it's, there's a mix of luck with puzzly strategy, and then you're
But
also
you
doing area
could-
control.
Instead of that, you could be choosing to look 2 more steps ahead.
No,
to
it's
see
too
what
much
you
for this
want.
brain. Too much for this brain. But yeah, Planets is a good one.
Yeah, those are
Planet.
my honorable mentions.
Great. So those were our top 5 games of the year 2019.
Plus some more.
Plus some more. I gave like 8 out extra and 3 other ones. So if you like any of these games or are interested in taking a look at them, we'll have them down below in the link in the description that you can go ahead and take a peek at.
Oh, and give us a like on the video.
I guess.
Maybe share.
Yeah. Here, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Push the bell button there. Got it? Okay, good. And we appreciate it. We'll do more top 5 lists pretty soon here. Let me know what you guys think of the studio. We had to do a couple cuts due to phones and other things, but I think it worked out pretty well. I think we got to all talk about all our games. Thank you guys for joining me in our top 5 list. As always, I look forward to seeing you guys next time.